What is the most important issue facing your district of Braintree and parts of Randolph and Holbrook, and how would you address it?
Hello.
Sure.
Hi.
The most important issue, obviously, that we're facing today is the COVID-19 pandemic. It has affected every part of our public life in every sector of our economy and community. From the economic impact, the health impact, our schools. Obviously, we're still dealing with how to, get kids back safely. So we have been dealing with this since the beginning of March, when the pandemic first struck and we first had the shutdown of the state. As I mentioned, my opening, I'm chair of the Revenue Committee, so I have a firsthand seat at the table of the impact this is having on the state. Initial projections were all over the board of how much revenue we'd be losing, but as you saw from the governor's proposed budget yesterday, we're looking at roughly a $3.6 billion loss in the current fiscal year of revenue. That is obviously going to affect things going forward. And, we know it's not just this fiscal year, that this is going to be painful for a while. But we were able to make several commitments to help initially. The first one was obviously the healthcare, providing the services, the testing, the PPE out to our communities, especially in Braintree, Holbrook, and Randolph has a senior population, but also a large population in nursing homes and long-term care facilities. But going forward, we made a commitment to fully fund our local aid, despite of the revenue loss, because the last thing the cities and towns needed while they were dealing with this pandemic themselves was any cut into their budget or from state aid. And that was crucial to the schools to help plan their reopening throughout the summer. And as you see, various hybrids of remote, all in person, or a variation of the two. But we are, currently going through several pieces of legislation that were passed. The first thing we did was extend unemployment to help people who had lost jobs or could not work. We moved back the tax deadlines for businesses and individuals, from restaurants. We extended liquor licenses to allow for outdoor seating, and still looking at other ways to provide assistance to businesses to make sure that not only were they able to reopen safely, but that they will hopefully survive long term. A big part of that was the Federal CARES Act. Unlike the federal government, we at the state have to have a balanced budget. So unfortunately, we can't just print money and give it out. But the CARES Act was crucial with the PPP and other pandemic unemployment insurance to really help.
Cusack, you're coming close to the end of the 2 minutes also.
Okay, so obviously the number one issue is the pandemic that we're in and managing our way out of it safely for everyone. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And Mr. Collins?
I'm going to start off with the effects of COVID. Well, to start, when a small business calls me, I'm going to return their calls. As a state rep, I will work to connect businesses to federal resources to assist the small businesses. I will advocate for our businesses. Small businesses are incredibly important to me in our community. As much as I've been talking to small businesses and how the challenges have been, the governor has done his best to lead our Commonwealth through this crisis. Unemployment. I've talked to many people in this district. I know how hard they work, how hard the business owners are praying for a V-shaped recovery. It's important that we hold our line on taxes. My opponent says he wants to get rocking and rolling on taxes, but that will kill jobs in small businesses. Prior to COVID, Governor Baker fought against higher taxes, and we had the lowest unemployment rate in the country. And Governor Baker will need allies to aid in the recovery and stop tax increases.